Um, you wanted to also ask Davian Martikov, who apparently is of uh, arguable noble lineage due to marriage, to perhaps aid in your triple cross, I think we're up to now, of the nobility of Valaki, and take a position of leadership within the town. On the road, things were mostly quiet. Uh, while unsettling, you were very lucky in your random encounter rolls, unbothered on the road, at least until your final stretch into Kresk. Ralmir had a unsettling vision of himself hanging at a gallows by the roadside, whereas all of the rest of you just saw a normal corpse.
That reminds me. I need to do my practice roll.
Uh, gotta warm up. While that struck some uh, momentary panic in him, the rest of you were able to kind of just help him shake it off. Oh, that's not a good portent there. And press on towards Kresk, a seemingly isolated and, on the surface, rather idyllic town in the middle of the woods, surrounded by a very high palisade wall. Oh, even worse.
Happens every time.
Got the bad
Um,
ones out. All right.
after convincing the guards to let you in, at least with the help of the local burgomaster, you were granted access. You discovered a unsettling level of smiling and calm in the people there, especially given that they didn't seem to react to any of the horrid, inhuman screams you heard echoing from the abbey perched on the cliff above. You also found an unusual pool full of lightly sparkling, one could call it water, a little bit of carbonation and unusual activity in it. Um, and while people there were drinking from it, and you did sense some magic, the fact that the people all seemed to be in sort of a blissful and detached state discouraged any of you from doing so either. You did take a sample, though, in order to assess it on the road, and as you did, you determined that the water was not cursed in any way, but rather blessed. It maintained some level of a good aligned aura when you glanced at it. But still, the effects questionable. Leaving the rest of that for later, given that you don't have the ability to stay overnight in Kresk, because visitors are not allowed, and the sun will sooner or later be going down, you decided to press on through the Svalich Woods to the winery. And I believe we left you um, puzzling over what the hell all of that was about in Kresk as you were crossing back over the bridge. Um, at this point, it is probably, one could say about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You've got maybe an hour or two worth of travel until you reach the clearing that the winery is in, given what Irina says. You know, she's made this trip before. And the woods are still quite thick here, though not quite as bad as when you were passing through this central stretch. The road here has, 20 or so feet of clearance on either side before the trees really start up in earnest, but you still can't see too deeply into them as the mist and fog kind of hovers around the trunks and sticks to the trees, leaving a clear passage for you, but blocking too much vision deeper in. Um, I don't believe there's any reason for a short rest or anything. Nobody's really expended any abilities, right? So just intending to press
Negative.
on.
No.
Very well. Um, so as you swing south, you can see actually on the map, it goes from like proper road to kind of muddy cart track. Um, and actually, as you are pressing on, there's a brief moment where like you kind of have to stop and all get out and make sure there's like twigs and stuff under one of the wheels of the cart, just like you would in the snow, to help it dig out of a rut of the mud. But given that there are so many of you and the wagon is not currently loaded with anything other than empty barrels, it's not too much work.
And big
Um,
buff wizard.
yes, you do have a very buff wizard. This, one of the rare wizards that lifts. Um,
Must keep your brain as strong as your
I was gonna
muscles.
say works out his mind the same way he works out his. He's got like a book in one hand, he's just like curling on the other.
doing one finger push-ups while reading a book. Um, but yes, as you are dealing with that, the woods are quiet, but here you actually do hear some skittering in the undergrowth. No real animal cries or anything, but intermittently you hear the movement of something small. One would guess, something like a raccoon or an opossum or, maybe even a fox. But a smallish animal, nothing big, nothing stompy, but you never catch sight of it. No sign of hide or hair. But about 10 minutes later, after you're up and moving again, uh, you find that the wagon, with a squelch, sinks into another deep vat of mud. And as it does, I would like perception checks from everybody.
Okey-dokey.
Ooh. I always forget some of you guys are like real good at that. Um, very well. We will just go straight to the map then, because two of you made the check. Hang on one second. Go ahead and drop yourselves by the wagon, please. Whoop, can't do that. Yes. As the wagon skids and kind of stops again, we're going to treat the horses and the wagon as one token. Fuck it. Um, you kind of all pile out, but Ayakabachi and Ervir, your heads are particularly on a swivel. What the two of you spot is a absolute mud-caked, like matted mess of hair. Can't tell if it's really male or female, but a figure crouches behind this bush up here on this little like overlook. And they're dressed in nothing but animal skins and have bits of like bone and antler wrapped in a simple wooden or not wooden leather string, sort of in the imitation of a crown. And you can see they twitch and they're muttering something under their breath. And you're pretty sure, given the glow in their hands as they gesture, there's some sort of magic happening. So because they are in the middle of a longer action, I will give you guys the opportunity, the two of you that made the perception check, Akabachi and Ervir, to take action immediately before we go into rounds.
I guess I just want to ask, like, does it look like something dangerous, or would I catch that right away?
Go ahead and make me a
Maybe the spell.
Arcana or Nature roll. I'll
Yeah.
give you nature because it is
Druidy.
your class.
Yeah.
Ervir, you can just give me Arcana if you want. Ooh, unfortunately, not high enough, Ervir, but Ayakobachi, you recognize this as the Entangle spell.
Oh snap.
But because they are being quiet and trying to sneak it up on you, it is taking them longer than normal to cast.
I am going to just yell out to the group. It's a trap. And and I'll just basically try to like get them off the cart and maybe kind of spread out a little bit.
Okay. So let's go ahead and let you can act first. Just take a turn. We'll go to turns after this, and then Ervir, you can take a turn after him. Okay.
I should probably know how wide Entangle is, but I just can't remember. I'm just gonna move 20 feet away, and then I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
I'm gonna ready my bow and hold an action.
Good guess, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was 20. I'm going to, or like 10 or something. I'm going to ready my bow and knock an arrow, and then I'm gonna yell out. I'm gonna take a what's that when you just take a risk? I don't know. I'm gonna take a risk here, and I'm going to just yell out in Druidic, and say, "What are you doing there?" And just like look
Okay.
right at him. But it's in Druidic, so if they're not a
Interesting.
druid, they're not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah,
understand it.
yeah. No, they definitely understand you. And as you call out in Druidic, their attention snaps to you. And they will just like cackle at the sky, absolutely unhinged maniacal laughter. And in sort of this like weird, like raspy voice, you get back, "Ah, another one that speaks the tongue of the vines. Oh, you are in for such a treat." But you're readying to attack,
Yeah, I
you
think
said?
by knocking an arrow, what I really mean is just doing produce flame, and my
So
Q will be
you're starting it.
yeah, my Q will be when shit goes down. When she attacks or when somebody attacks her, I'll do it, or him or her,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, hard to tell, honestly.
They.
They. All right. Ervir, go ahead and give me your action.
I will shout enemy spellcaster, point to it, and I think I have the spells that. Man, I don't really want to waste a bless.
Well, Bless has limited number of targets. even
It
if range
does,
is
but
not.
if I move away, then I see a good amount of targets to help the DC for entanglement.
Ah, I see what you're saying. Well, you can cast and then
Oh,
move.
yes, I don't know that it's entanglement.
No, you don't.
But I did watch Yakubachi run the
And
fuck
I said
Yeah,
it.
away.
you
And
did
I
watch
said it
him
was a trap
scatter.
too. I yelled it was a trap.
So I think what I'll do is also move away. Let's see. I need the how the fuck? There it is. Bu- 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 bu. All right. Did I do that right? Now I want to undo that. Okay. So, oh, that's right.
Okay.
Then I will Sacred Flame.
Okay. Signature. So that is a deck save?
Yes. Which, if I could find my shit faster.
Okay. The druid fails.
And then
We'll
of
take
course
your...
if he's attacking, I'll also attack.
Yes, your trigger will go off. So it's a 15 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That will connect. How much fire? 3? Okay. Cool. Sounds good to me. Let's get everybody on the turn tracker, please. Roll for initiative. Does not have an initiative bonus. Ooh.
Oh, I gotta select my token. Hang on.
Oh, it did. Yeah, I needed to select my token, I think.
I can give you a turn. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Once you roll it, you can always change the number later. Dang, 21. She's
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, she rolled real good. That was a crit. It was actually a 20 and a 19 on the auto.
The thing, yeah, sick.
Yeah. And then Narlug is on. Who else are we missing? Nobody? That's everybody. So then Ervir was a 10. Okie doke. Sort descending. That's the wrong sort. Yeah. So, the druid's spell will finish. And we are going to draw out that entangle. I can momentarily turn. No, maybe not. Yeah, we're gonna drop an entangle. I need everybody, please, to make a. Sorry, it's weird the way that it's worded. Blah, blah, blah. Strength saving throw, please. DC 12. And I think I am gonna get all of you. Let me make sure that my measure was correct. Everybody except Irina, actually. I believe.
Ooh,
There it is.
ooh.
What works, what I like to do a lot too, is if you take like a random token and put it in that spot, and then you can make a radius on it with the options, and it just like
Yeah,
shows
I'm gonna
everybody.
just draw it out.
I do that too. I like drawing it too. It's pretty simple.
There's entangle. Yeah, so I've got all of you and actually Miss Rictavio. So that's good. Those strength saves, on the other hand, are not stellar.
Not too
Uh,
good.
I've seen better performances. So each of you is restrained. And if you are restrained, you can take your action to make a strength check, and you must beat that DC 12 in order to make your way out of that. The specific wording on restrained. Oh, let's see. Please pop open. Your speed becomes 0. You cannot benefit from any bonus to your speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. However, note that does not prevent you from, say, casting spells with saves, Narlug or Ervir. So it's your choice. You can either take the action to attempt to get out, or just do something from your position. The druid is also going to, I think, move slightly. And you hear rustling in the underbrush as here and here and here, several more figures make themselves apparent. They are not going to act on his turn this time, but they are all going to act on one initiative next round.
That's a lot of
Um,
shit.
These smaller tokens, though they look slightly different, are tiny, like stick men, for lack of a better descriptor. Like itty bitty, 2.5 to 3 feet tall. Think almost like
Cybermen?
uh yeah, kinda, but less defined even than that. Like they kind of vaguely have a face and vaguely have clear limbs, but really they look like poorly carved wooden dolls, kind of sort of. But the way that they move, they're held together by like weird vines and bits of moss and whatnot. Um, and this bush just literally tears itself out of the ground and takes like half of a shambling step forward. It's a large mass of like vines, and in the middle you can see a fine mouth open up. Akabachi.
All right. Action to escape. I think what I'm
Oh,
going to
also
do
difficult
is
terrain once you are out.
I'm going to use a bonus action to use my spirit totem. And the totem I'm going to use is the spirit of the bear.
The bear. Sounds like it
Because,
might make people better at strength.
yes, it will. It does this.
That's good temp HP. We like that.
So
Advantage on
everyone is
strength checks
going
and
to get
strength saving throws.
everyone's going to get 9 temporary HP, and you all have advantage on on strength saving throws and checks while you're inside this big ass circle.
Holy shit.
That's
Is
real
Then-
the
good.
temp HP regardless of the circle?
Anywhere in the big white circle.
Oh,
Temp
okay.
HP doesn't disappear
No, until you get hit. But it's 9
Yeah.
temp for everybody, including
until you get hit
our
or long rest.
Rictavio and our girl.
Very nice. I
Then,
like that.
and I know I should just do the check to just escape, but I really want to. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna try and escape.
Okay. With advantage. Ooh,
Not quite.
shit. Okay,
And that is gonna be my turn.
fair enough.
Okay.
Sorry. Romir, what we got?
I am going to do a strength. Yeah, just do the strength check. No.
Oh my god.
The modifiers
Two
don't
of you are
even matter. The rolls
-1,
are just so low.
right? That's rough though.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
so
Um, you have a movement action and a bonus action.
Bonus action. How far am I away from? Perfect. I'm going to do the help action to Lakabachi to give him advantage next turn.
Okay. Fair enough on whatever he does. So I guess technically you already have advantage
I
on your
think-
strength checks.
I think it's
but
an advantage on
help
an
is-
attack.
I
Let me
think you
double
can just
check this.
choose.
There is
with
options.
Mastermind.
I know there's options,
Mhm.
Where's that?
but I'll take it. 'Cause maybe I'll just stand back here and start shooting stuff.
Right?
It just says. Oh yeah. It's for attacks.
All right. Easy peasy.
Take it.
Ervir.
So yeah, my long range is just for attacks.
Dicks. Sorry, Yakovachi.
I hate to be a downer. The target of that attack can be within 30 feet of you, not the originator of that attack.
What?
Which means that you can give the help action to
Uh-oh.
hitting something within 30 feet of you, but not to within 30 feet of him, or
Right.
him being
So
within
I'll
30
get
feet of
advantage
you.
on any of these dudes over
Oh.
here.
Right.
Any of those guys. This guy's too far. That guy's too far. That guy's too far. But these three, I can do it. I got you.
Yes, that is true.
Oh.
Just so that Frank understands how that works.
But I mean,
You
there's
have
no
to be
cause.
within
Oh,
30
okay.
feet. Yeah.
If you don't have a bonus action to use, that's a great thing to use regardless, because it's not
It
like
is.
it costs you anything.
Absolutely.
I can't hide, so because I'm stuck.
Yeah, you're a little bit
Pretends to be a vine.
restrained. Yeah, just turn green
Use
and
it
hold
as
still.
use my disguise kit. Just
Right. Cover yourself in moss.
I'm one of you.
What is this? The Hunger Games? All right, Mike. What would you like to do?
I'm going to upcast Bless at 2nd level.
Okay.
Myself, Narlug, Ralmir, and Rictavio. Fortunately, Ralmir is 5 feet
Yay.
too far.
Or I have to watch you mean.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Octavio gets a bless. I like that. Also, the two of them are going to act on initiative 0, just so you know. Bless. Okay. Cool. Anything with bonus actions?
Nope.
Okay. Narlow.
Narlug's not liking his itchy feet right now. He's pissed, so he's gonna try and break Homeboy's concentration.
Okay. Oh, I will point out your choice. Not pushing this on you. I think you do have a spell that gets you out of this.
Oh, I do.
Action. Okay. So you're just gonna try
We're
and
gonna
break
save
out.
that one. We're gonna see if we can
Okay.
break the concentration. And we're gonna do magic missile.
Okay. Smart. Oh, because that's really mean for concentration.
It is extremely mean for concentration. That's 3 instances where she's gonna make a check.
No. Oh no. Okay.
The
You
go?
gotta be kidding me.
The go?
Okay.
Dave is the goat, dude. Narlik is the goat.
My dice were 5 or 6, 6, 19. So unfortunately, with the first two,
actually.
yeah, there you go. So
I don't know if you meant it to be hidden.
no, I didn't mean it to be hidden. So there you go. I just misunderstood what the back color was. I forgot. It's green when you GM roll. Yeah. So that's concentration down.
Now we're free to move. Yay! I'm gonna move back
It was not like
this
those
way.
strength saves.
I'm not about to eat a bunch of advantage hits.
Yeah. And also, it was good of him to move. There's another menacing looking bush. All right. Good job, Narlug. No bonus action, I assume. You're gonna hold on to
No.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Rictavio is going to just kind of like lean over to Irina. I know you're a competent fighter, but I think perhaps it's best you stay behind for this one. Never know if there may be a second wave of ambush. And he's going to just fucking charge in on this thing. And he is going to hopefully fuck it up. take R. Multi-attack. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's also pretty good. All right. Stabbing into that absolute pile of HP over there. You can see that he gets 2 pretty solid hits in, and that thing doesn't even look phased. And he kind of curses under his breath as he does. Irina is going to hunker down behind the wagon, but is going to pull out a dagger and throw it at this little guy. How do you not have a dagger on your sheet? I will just do it myself.
I'll
She
just
has
do
one
it
in her
myself.
equipment, but it's not made for. We're just going to do a dex roll. That's not good. Unfortunately, that is a 9 on the attack. So she wings the dagger into the undergrowth and curses under her breath. Druid again. Well, we could just entail that kind of asshole.
Oh.
So instead, interesting.
I believe
How
we'd make
does
the save.
cast on that?
Now we're all buffed up.
Oh, I know what she's gonna do. They just say she because it's the default D&D. Who
token,
knows
yeah.
the gender? Going to just kind of into thin air, kind of grab from the fog like a wisp, and it solidifies into a bat and whispers something to it and lets it go. As this is on your list, so Ayakabachi, you recognize it as Animal Messenger. And we are going to have a bat token, as it is going to start flying to deliver that somewhere else, potentially alert more allies. The rest of them are going to make a whole bunch of attacks. So, this guy is going to. Going to move up towards you, Arakabachi, and is going to 21 to hit as it reels back like it grabs a bunch of spines off of itself and just throws them at you. And roll very well on the damage. Take 10 piercing.
10 piercing. Oh,
Thank you,
Uh,
10 HP.
what up,
This
10
other
HP?
one is going to do the same to you, Ervir. That is only 5, so take 0 piercing, please. Then the little bastards do not have range, so instead we're going to go. He's kind of.
You gotta move him to front, yeah.
Yeah, to back. There we go. Gonna move up on you. This little guy is going to move up on Rictavio, and this little one is going to move up on Ervir. 22 to hit, Rolmir, which I believe gets.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit me.
Take
Yeah,
4 piercing damage as it's just little sharp ends of its fingers kind of like rake at you. Ervir, you are lucky with another 5 to hit. Please take 0 piercing damage.
Yes, chef.
Fuck it. Spoilers, these things don't have very much HP. The last one jumps up at Rictavio and rolls 2 nat 1s. And as it tries to pounce on him, he's just going to reel back and football punt its head off. As it leaves itself so open to attack.
Bye bye, head.
Go!
Yeah. All right. Ayakabachi, reminder, there is a bat making a break for some sort of call. Not that you have to do anything about it, but
But I'm
since
the
it's
one that would know
small and-
exactly how it works.
Yes.
I'm going to just really quickly read the spell so that I don't do anything stupid, because I have it right here. No, I don't. Oh, I do it right here. Okay, so it's just a thing. I'm going to take a deep breath after taking some damage. Thank you, Bear. And I'm gonna take out the only weapon I think that's gonna be able to help me in this situation. I don't have any spells. Oh, it's only 60 feet. Fuck it. It's all the same modifier. It doesn't matter. This is funner. I'm gonna take out the longbow.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot a longbow at it from here. And it's not within range of round barrel, unfortunately. So we'll just roll it straight.
Very nice. AC 12.
Nice.
Go ahead and give me damage.
Bless OP.
Yeah, indeed. And as you deal 9 HP worth of damage to a creature with 1 HP, your arrow just like straight through the middle of it, 2 halves of a bat, one more flap from each of the wings, and it falls in pieces to the
Like the
ground.
fucking bird that got hit by the pitch.
Yes, exactly like that.
And then
And,
yeah. I still have,
and the
yeah, go ahead.
druid, as that happens, in Druidic, is going to scream towards you as, again, it just kind of like shrieks at the sky and turns towards you. Curses upon you and your lineage. The others, they will know of you soon enough. Go ahead.
And I'll just respond and be like, in Druidic. So everyone else is hearing us having a conversation with a bunch of crazy words. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, Malar will taste your blood tonight.
Ooh. Cold.
And I'll just go at him. I got 45 feet of movement because I still have Long Strider going. And it
Sure.
goes to like 4 o'clock today. And let me lose this because I don't have advantage. And my bonus action, I think it's fine right there. That's totally fine. And I'm
Fair
going
enough.
to end my turn.
As you say the word Malar, you see recognition on this creature's face. Like a moment of actual kind of horror. Romir, you are no longer bound up. What would you like to do?
Is he like right next to me?
The Twig Blight? Yeah, that's diagonal adjacent.
Okay. I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
I had trouble adding the like the duelist repair, so should I
Yeah,
just do like
I'll do
just
it for you. Just
okay.
treat it as a +1 weapon.
Okay.
Sorry, I still haven't gotten to that. I've been
Yeah, no, you're good.
horribly
I
disorganized.
just remembered about it because I forgot about it too. Yeah, so I'm just going to attack him with the repair.
All right. So that's not including the extra +1, which it is going to hit.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
the plus one's the damage, right?
It's to both.
Oh, it's to both. Oh, did
Mhm.
not know that. So it's 11 damage then.
Okay. Ralmir, you see a similar effect while this thing has more than 1 hit point. That is like more than double its HP. So, you draw your weapon, line up the perfect shot, like straight through from the head, through the torso, out the asshole, perfectly shish bob this thing. And as you put the weapon back, it explodes into a bundle of fly all over the place. These things are fragile, even though they do a decent. One enemy down.
Okay.
Would you like to move or anything?
Yes. I'm gonna move into this bush, and then I'm going to do the hide action.
Okay. As you move into that bush, uh,
There's something in there.
you go to dive into the bush, and I'm actually going to allow you to push him back one. And you just hear like a terrible like little chittering noise, and as you scooch into it, the bush blinks at you, and the claws come out. And I'm not going to have it attack you, but you realize there's a
Okay. Well then.
jump scare. You can still hide from everything other than it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still do that. Why not? That was a good roll at least.
That is a good roll. That is a very good roll. And yeah, Rolmer just vanishes, as I think nothing has a passive perception even remotely high enough to see that. So they've all lost sight of you. All right.
It'd be
Urgh.
kind of funny if the guy in front of me just has no
I
idea
just
where I'm
didn't
at.
see you. If he wasn't literally in the square too, I would have to happen.
I will just Sacred Flame the Twig Blight next to me
Okay.
for 2
Uh,
damage if he doesn't make the same.
Nice, nice,
let's
nice.
see if he makes the save. Uh, I'm afraid he does make the save.
It'd be like that. All right.
Let him.
That's
Uh,
all
He'll
I
miss
got.
on the 8. He'll miss on the 8.
yeah, you're right. Zeki knows what's up. Okay. Fair enough. Narlock.
And Narlik sees lots of woody, bushy things in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna cast a burning, scorching ray.
We like it.
Get to shoot it at up to 3 people. So I'm gonna go just this one behind Ikobachi, the one in front of Walmir, and the one in front of Urvir.
Okay. All of those very much hit.
God damn.
Bless be blessing.
So then we'll do
Dave's
the first
fucking
one.
coming out this combat, dude.
Second
That's
one.
on. So this guy, this guy. Okay. So, as you know, these things are small, but they are annoying. And freaking Narlug, MVP of this fight, shatters the concentration on the druid's entangle, and then next round just reels back, hand in a swirl and releases these 3 rays, and all 3 of them, which seem unsurprisingly particularly flammable, just explode into burning tinder. Uh, triple kill. Nicely done.
The little wood creatures are
And
really
Narlik's pretty comfortable where he's at, so he's gonna stay there.
Okay, fair enough. Uh, Rictavio. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. See, what do we want from you, sir? I think we are going to just keep. No, we don't like bludgeoning damage. He's not that stupid. He's going to multi-attack with his sword and does not actually have advantage. So that's 2 9s in a row.
Mm.
Oof.
Is that with Bless?
No, it is not. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter. AC is too high.
Mm.
Yeah, because Bless is D4, not D6,
Yeah,
right?
D4.
Yeah.
That's good information though. So we know he's got some girth.
With beefy.
Yeah, it's a reasonably high AC and currently digit 8, just so you know. Rativo is going to swear, and Irina, seeing that there's not much left here, is going to, I think, just run to back him up. And just kind of yell out, looks like you could use some help. Is going to miss. And on the rapier attack. Druid. Um, he is not happy about what's happening. I think. Okay. Um, is that a bonus action? It is. Uh, going to draw their quarterstaff, and as they do so, Ayakobachi, you're familiar with Shillelagh. Um, magic flows through it, it grows spines and seems to become more substantial. They're going to just run up on you and are going to attack you.
So Frank knows all
Uh,
about that shillelagh life.
Oh fuck
23
yeah, I
to
do.
hit, I'm afraid, and 9 bludgeoning. They
9.
bash you pretty good. But yes, again, as they hit you, uh, I think again in Druidic, as the rest of you just continue to hear a like whatever. Um, surely you hear it even now, the beating heart of the forest. Yes, yes, it its call. Yakobachi.
Yakobachi, I want you to think of like a classic anime scenario where Yakobachi, this guy hits him right in the face, and he just
Oh,
standing there and he's just like eating it. I mean, it hurts, but he doesn't care. And he's gonna look at him and them in Druidic and say, "The only thing I hear is your heart beating faster and faster." And his hands are gonna get really long, and and sharp, and his teeth are going to start to get really sharp, and he is going to use a primal savagery.
Very nice. Oh, that's a big roll.
Max!
Very nice.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah. So as Ayakobachi laid out this guy is not quite down, but is very injured by that strike. And they gasp and kind of reel back as just blood, flowing over the mud and dust and whatever that's caked on top. And you can see their skin underneath is kind of like grayish and sickly looking. But yeah, they're horrified.
And I guess,
Ralmir-
yeah, but I
or
don't have
go
anything
ahead,
else to do. I
Ayakobachi.
don't think bonus action. Nobody really got hit or anything except for me. I got
Yeah,
hit.
you did get hit.
I'm gonna healing word. I'm gonna cure wounds myself.
Is Primal Savagery a cantrip?
Oh, you're right. No, I'm gonna healing word myself. And primal savagery is a cantrip
Okay, cool.
because that's an action. So I'm using my bonus action
Gotcha.
to use healing word. And it's
Fair
almost
enough.
like I'll be chanting these prayers in Druidic that are like prayers of Malar, and those are going to be the words that heal me. And it's like almost like biting out this druid's throat or trying to chunk it out is almost just like sustaining me and giving me essence.
Dope. That's flavor we like. Oh, and a good roll too. All right.
Back to back max. Let's go. All right, that's it for me.
Yakobachi, pop it off. Ralmir, it's your turn. We got one more needle blight down here,
Alrighty.
and the big guy, and the druid, of course. I don't know if you can make it to him. 2, 3, 4. Not quite.
I can't if I dash.
Oh, that is true. He's fast as fuck. How could I forget?
Yeah, so yeah, and then second dash is bonus.
And I gave
so,
somebody long strider. I forgot who, but that person has an extra 10 feet.
Probably Frank.
I think it was Frank.
Probably Frank. So maybe
I didn't
you
give it
don't
to
even
you.
have
Did I,
discuss.
Dave? I didn't give it to you in that fight with Strahd in the morning. I think I gave it
You
to
know
you.
what? I think it was me.
I think it was.
yeah,
Narwhal.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember getting long.
So I
Strider.
knew I gave it to somebody, but I think it was Dave. I think you're right.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
at
because
40.
Ayakobachi and Narlag were closer together for most of the fight.
And it is a touch thing. So
Mhm.
Alright, and I'm just gonna dash bonus action, then I'm gonna attack the druid, and then
Okay.
or I can do that
Advantage
for
because you have an allied. Yep, there you go. Get the flank. Okay, yeah, that very much hits.
Yeah, okay. And then sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Come on, rolls.
Okay. So, Akabachi, you've terrified this man, distracted as a streak of a flapping coat and red scales appear behind him. The rapier just through the back of the neck and out the front. And yeah, Frank, you solidly skewer this man, and as he starts to collapse, Akabachi, just one more word towards you in Druidic. Listen. As they fall dead to the ground.
sick.
So Frank, that's bonus action, and movement. Any speech or anything, or moving on?
I think that's good.
Fair enough. And actually, I guess you have 15 more feet of move if you want.
I guess I can move 15. Yeah, move there.
Okie doke. Ermir.
I will move here.
Okay.
And I will Sacred Flame the remaining Needle Blight.
Okay.
DC 15.
It does not succeed. 7 radiant. All right. The needle blights are slightly thicker, but that takes a considerable chunk of its health. And that is radiant, correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
not
radiant,
fire.
not fire. Yes. So I'm afraid it does not go down, but it is like you could see barely functional. Okey doke. Do. Anything else from you, sir?
Nope.
Okay, Narlock.
And Narlook sees a little needle blight standing by himself right there. He's just gonna chuck a little fireball at him, or firebolt.
I was gonna say
Little
fire it.
fireball. Little fireball.
Sometimes they just need to.
Teach him a lesson.
That hits.
Give it some damage here. Beauty, little
That
3.
is enough. That is it. Just again bursts into splinters. Leaving currently the ship. Just not even moved. It's just been poorly lunging at Rictavia. Okay. Any movement from you, sir?
Suppose we can move a little closer over here. There we go.
Okay. Let's go ahead. And this thing is going to try and get creative. It's going to silly. Actually, I think it's going to just. Okay. Wow. It's a good thing that first hit missed. As two of the vines like reach out and we're not able to hit him. Slaps him across the face, and you can see he takes a decent hit. And that's it. The two of them are going to attempt to attack it again. Oh my god, 2 more 9s.
9ing it up.
It is 9
Should have done your
o'clock
practice rolls.
somewhere. Irina, on the other hand, does get a 22 to hit and deals a whopping 2 piercing damage.
Woo!
Rapier. The druid is down, but we were using that to track the other non-shambling mound turns. There's nothing left, so I'm just going to axe it. Akabachi.
Alright, I'm gonna jump down this little cliff, get my full 45 feet. I am the knight, I'm fast. And as I'm running by Raumir, I'll just let him know. I bet you I can get the last one before you! And I'll just run down the hill, and I'll shoot a flame that'll produce flame arrow at him, and
Okay.
where's my thing go?
Maybe get that.
9s all day.
It is a 9 kind of time, and unfortunately a 13 is not high enough.
Cool. And then bonus action, I'm just gonna move this guy a little
Okay.
bit over here.
Smart.
And that's it.
Rolmir.
Alright, I'm dashing. Because it's actually exactly 60 feet, so.
And Narla got a
Okay.
9 too. It's 4 9s in a row.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Thanks to the advantage, that does hit.
Yeah,
Okay. 5 piercing. And so as you go to stab this thing, and I have a player to describe the hit to. Oh yeah. You stab into it, but it really does just kind of feel like stabbing a bush. It's just like a tangle of plant material. You can't feel any skeletons or muscle or anything in there. It's real weird to hit, but you definitely gash across a number of vines. So, and it does take damage, but it just feels really weird. But it kind of like reforms and curls in on itself and turns to face you. Irvir.
You already know what it is.
I do.
Yeah. Sacred flame. Hell yeah.
Unsurprisingly, this large ball of plants does not have a particularly good dex save. That's a 4 or a 1. So I will take your 2 damage, sir.
Hooray.
You hit. You just stand where you are and just continuing to read the prayer book and spam cantrips.
That's right.
Okay. No, like,
What do we want to throw at this guy?
Fireball.
Suppose we should keep some of these slots available, so we're just gonna throw a firebolt.
okay. Funny feeling a firebolt is going to work well against this ball of plants.
If only it would
Unless you
hit.
miss. I'm afraid, yeah.
Wide
that's-
right.
Sigh. Yeah, right between Frank's horns as he just barely touched. Okay.
Darlug's just gonna
Now,
sit there in his defeat. Yep.
right? Okay. So as I said, Frank, it's turned towards Ralmir. It's 2 attacks on you. Oh dear, that's bad. Uh That's real bad, actually. The first one's a crit. Uh,
Got
take
10 HP.
yes, take 23 bludgeoning damage. The second is a 14 to hit. Does a 14 hit you?
Yeah, 14 does not hit me.
Oh, thank heavens.
Thank God we
That
get
was
robbed
also
that
heavy.
place.
So
And
wait,
the
how,
secondary effect does not
wait, how much damage am I taking from the first one?
20 bludgeoning.
Ooh,
Okay,
that's a
well,
big hit.
good thing for
It was a
this.
crit. It was a crit.
Good thing for this temp HP. That's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like the spiritual
Uh.
bear, you can see him just like doing bear stuff.
Making bear noises. All right. Um, so Rictavio, I think is gonna, just for flavor, reposition to give you a more proper flanking, and he is going to actually. Hmm. He's not doing a lot of damage. He's going to turn to you, Narlug. And as he does, there's a slight glow behind his eyes. And he's going to use an ability. Or whoops, not with inside of Strahd. Oh, I thought he could just do that at any point. Never mind. Okay, false alarm. He can't. I was going to say, give you advice, which gives you inspiration, which is actually super useful. I don't know if you guys get much inspiration. I never think to use it. Fuck, I thought it was just one of Strahd's allies. It's different on his sheet than it. Hang on. I
Bongo
think
knows.
that's different on his sheet than it actually is in the description in the mod.
Dave knows all about those bardic inspirations, baby. Those things are lifesavers.
Actions of
Yep.
Ravenloft.
Those are my
Strahd's
shits.
enemy.
Saving throws are so key.
Yeah. What the fuck? On his sheet, it says with inside of Strahd. But in the description in the mod, it's sight of Strahd or one of his allies, which is all the enemies in the mod, pretty much.
Right.
Fuck it. Narlug, take inspiration, as he says to you.
Fuck yeah.
Your skill for fire seems extremely useful here, boy. Ensure that you use it to its fullest. So that will give you inspiration. Advantage on a roll of your choice before your next long rest. And Irina's gonna try and stab this thing again. Hiya!
Look,
Nat
she'll only need to
1.
hit it once. She's getting XP.
It's a nat 1 and a crit. For the advantage. Which just looks really funny. But she is actually going to deal a decent damage. As she
Wait,
gets a good
so
stab on it.
it was a nat 1 and a crit?
Yes. So because of advantage, the crit takes precedence.
Right,
But
right.
it's just kind of funny to see 4 and 23 be the two
I've not-
rolls.
I've never seen anything like that for an advantage roll.
Yeah, it's funny because it's all colorful too.
Right.
And you got red and green.
Yeah. Hiya. Christmassy. Okie doke. Akabati.
I am going to. What type of shape is this thing looking like he's in?
Good, but it's not really too much of a threat to you. So, realistically, though, it's kind of middling. Needs A couple hits.
Cool. Okay. The idea is that if Akabachi noticed that this thing was within an inch of its life, that's when I'd want to know. But
Yeah,
if
no,
that's
it's
not the
not
case,
that low.
then I'll come over here. I don't know if that tree's blocking me, but I'm going to shoot that this ugly mound of vines and grasps.
Yeah. No, tree is not blocking.
Okay, cool. We'll just produce a flame.
You know, it's still has tens
14.
of HP. Oof. I'm afraid you're looking for 15.
I'm
Sorry.
just so still excited, covered in mud and blood from the last one. That
Yep.
just my shots off. And
Are you, out of curiosity, are you manually text thing there? Oh no, you're using the stacking counter.
for bless.
Okay. Yeah,
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 it
yeah.
just makes it
Makes
easier,
sense.
makes it faster.
Yeah.
And then bonus action. I don't really have a whole lot, so I am going to just stand here and just keep knocking my arrows, and that's it for me.
Okie doke.
Wait, is everyone blessed?
Not me.
Uh,
No,
not him.
I wasn't blessed. Why am I rolling blessed?
You're tracking your spirit token, right? A spirit totem? Instead of a certain number of
Oh
rounds?
yeah. That's only 10 rounds.
Okay. Roll me.
Okay. I'm going to attack.
24 does hit. Go ahead and give me your attack with sneak. The delay when you roll is so weird. Like, I don't know why
Yeah.
roll 20 is so slow.
Oh, you should see when it gets like kinked. Oh, it just won't. It just sits there. Remember that one time, Frank? We had to wait like 5 minutes because
Oh.
the shit was just would not roll.
It's like, and then it all like caught up though, and I rolled.
Because
like,
he rolled like 40 dice at once.
I always wonder if
Oh.
it's slow when more people are playing. Like if the
Maybe.
servers only have so much bandwidth. That's a pretty sizable chunk.
Okay.
All right.
And then bonus action, I'm a disengage.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, you don't want to.
I want to take another one of them smacks.
yeah, I just had behind earlier.
I'm
And
gonna fucking edit this.
okay, I'm good.
One of his. Yes. Okay. Cool. Irvir. I have a guess.
Places. That's
Oh,
right. No, wrong guess. Also, I'm going to ready path to the grave on Narlug's next spellcast.
okay. Well, he's next in the initiative order.
I believe it specifies this turn when you cast it.
This turn, like full initiative, or no, it didn't say turn around.
Uh,
I feel like it would be
until the end of my next turn.
yes.
So I guess I don't need to ready. I was like,
You can just ready it. It's the same end result, but it saves you the headache.
Yeah. Either way, path to the grave.
Okay. That's the
Because
grave.
yeah, it's the next.
So-
Yeah, because he is next after me, and I'm using it for that instance of damage. That's why I normally have to ready it, depending
Right.
on what it's weak to.
Right. So what that does, just for my own remember, basically makes it to the next hit. It takes double damage from what the next.
The creature has vulnerability to
Yes.
all of that attack's damage,
Okay.
and then the curse ends.
Cool. All right. Very nice. In that case, Narlug, your turn to fuck him up.
Ooh, so I got some extra damages here. I have to
Yes,
beef it up
basically
this time.
Your next instance is going to be double.
We're gonna scorch and raid this son of a bitch then.
You can use your inspiration too. Make
True.
sure it really hits.
Right? We are gonna use that inspiration. That's only on the first scorching ray though.
Correct. Yes. And same thing for the double damage. Only first, but scorching ray is still more nice.
So
That hits. Although, use your inspiration and see if you.
it's inspiration, just a D4.
It just gives you advantage on.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, I saw the green out of the corner of my eye.
Right, almost.
It was a 19.
All right. So go ahead and give me.
So let's do the damage
first
first so you can put
and
the
we'll
extra
double
one.
it. Yeah,
Ooh, that's a nice one.
that is a nice one. Okay. Whoo, crispy. And actually, it is weak, so it takes my god.
Quadruple damage.
They're taking some fat damage.
Yeah, you might just wrap this up here.
Got another 2 coming at you.
Oh!
There's a crit. There's a crit.
Woo! All right, go ahead. Give me your damage. Jesus. Okay. So the first hit, um, just tears into this thing. You can see it burn away a considerable portion of it. Even bits that were hit by the fire melt under the combined power of the curse. And the second one, you just like line it, bam, right into the heart of it, and it shrieks and thrashes and slowly loses coherence in a pile of writhing iron. And as it does, Irvir, you standing right there, you notice in the center of it, there's a shard, just a little fleck, but some sort of green gemstone in the middle. And it's wrapped in like a weird twisting little bit of black twine. And the twine burns away, but the gemstone burns. And the shriek that it lets out is horrible as it goes. But it seems for now it's quiet again. Until you hear one solitary caw as a raven wheels in a wide circle overhead and then flies off in the direction of the winery. But yeah, this little odd gemstone almost shimmers. You can tell it's magical even at a glance.
Irvir would immediately call over Yakobachi, see if he knew what it was, and if it was
Sure.
safe.
Yeah, I'll come check it out.
Yeah, you want to take a look? Go ahead and give me a druid thing, nature or arcana. So, you think on it, and as you stare down at it, shambling mounds sometimes rise in areas unusual magical properties, but also they can be conjured by druids. But you don't know anything that would require this kind of focus. It would be unusual to use a non-plant substance to call forth a plant creature. So to you, you're not 100% sure, but you don't think this would be a normal way to summon shambling.
And I'll fill the group in on that information that this is uncommon, and basically I'm not gonna. Yeah, you heard him. And
Yeah.
I guess I'll pick it up, touch it.
Okay.
Well, I guess technically I could just before I do that, I'll call over Narlug and first off tell him it's pretty impressive fire shooting. And then I'll ask him,
Thank you. I
hey,
thought so myself.
do you want to identify that rock? I mean, we probably got 10 minutes. I was gonna go rip out that guy's heart and go get my arrows. So
I'll take the
I also
I'll take the 10 minutes to ritual quest identify.
yeah, I'm gonna go pick up my arrow and then I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna basically be pissed that I can't torture this guy, and I'm definitely going
Before you
to
guys-
cut off his hand for sure, definitely.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Before everyone gets too comfortable trying to take their time to do whatever, you saw the way his messenger went, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
And we should wrap this up and be on the road pretty quickly.
you're not wrong about that. There could be a lot more of
Yes.
them. Anyone
So
got
the
like a
bat
cloth
was
or
headed
anything?
along the road.
Pick it up with like a cloth or a glove or something.
And Narlug, you can identify as a I think Mike do this with the tech magic on the back of the wagon as you guys move too.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll take one of those burlap sack pieces
Sure.
that one of you guys have.
And
Okay,
I
so you kind of
suppose I can
scoop it
spare
up.
a square.
And you can just see Rictavio kind of like considering it, and as you pick it up, he just kind of shakes his head. Well fought, all of you. I'll admit that was impressive. And he turns to Irina, but you, why put yourself in danger? She just goes, I'm not going to sit back like some damsel. I may be of the fairer sex, but that doesn't mean I can't swing a sword. And I certainly don't see any vampires around. And he'll just roll his eyes, and they're both kind of annoyed with each other. We'll walk back to the back of the wagon and hop in.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to cut this hand off really. I mean, we're just taking
You just
a dagger and just hacking it off
Yeah.
at the wrist. But I'm also going to check his pockets. Learn from my boy Raumir about that.
okay. As you check their pockets,
Whatever druid pockets might be.
finally you are actually like close enough to tell this was a woman. But again, under the mud and grime and everything, almost impossible to tell. You don't find anything of like normal value, I suppose one could say,
But
you
druid value.
recognize, yes. So you recognize the typical bundle of like mistletoe and blessed wood that would be a focus. There's the quarterstaff, of course. In their pockets are a number of like unusual odds and ends, like seeds and acorns. You berry spell. They've now lost their power because the caster is dead, but you recognize them as the conjured fruit for. This person was traveling very light, shall we say, and probably deranged enough that your average comforts like shoes and rations and a bedroll were not in their considerations.
All right, I'm just going to get a good whiff of them before I leave, and get that scent and just head back to the cart.
Okay.
I'll stash that hand away too before I go over there.
Not a bad idea. Also, because you seemed concerned about it, I will clarify. You guys have seen ravens all over the place. The messenger did try to send a bat. And while the raven did head in a similar direction, not quite exactly the same. Following the road versus the druid was sending it kind of across and off into the woods. Just so you know. I feel like I was not clear enough about those being two directions. But yes, let's put it away. You continue down, and as you do so, you would like to.
You broke up a little bit. At the end
Sorry,
there.
not like you were hoping to use the identify spell as you guys travel.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So it takes you 10 minutes to get the cast going. But then, as it kind of finally fires up, I'm not going to do the Brennan Lee Mulligan bit, but this is another use of the identify spell. You, with the magic, opening knowledge of the multiverse to you, take a look at this gem, and you immediately identify that this is of a more powerful and larger stone that still maintains some of its energy. Um, you have to dig deep within the spell to get like a full idea of what it was, but you can tell it's not just one stone. In fact, it's three, and you can picture it in your mind. They look like seed designed to be planted within a field and grant unusual fertility to the soil.
Mm.
And you get the feeling that this was fractured off of one of the larger ones in order to empower this plant-like creature. Um, so yes, you are aware of the existence of the magical seeds. I'm just going to put that in air quotes, that are in fact about fist-sized gemstones.
This is a fraction, a portion
Yeah,
of said.
it's like literally somebody took a sharp bit of metal or a rock and chipped off a flake of it, and then wrapped it up in weird twine, maybe made of hair or something that burned away at the last second. But yeah,
Nice.
you can see them in your, and they're all like there's a green glow within them.
Looks like we got a portion of some very fertile magical balls over here. I'm gonna stick this in my pocket for now.
like something, say, a vineyard might use?
I didn't make that connection, but very good, Irvir. Maybe we could use it as a trading for information or sorts.
That is certainly something like maybe a vineyard. Yes. The delivery of that. Yeah. For now, as you get the wagon moving again, a little push to get it out of that rut. Um, you, I assume, are keeping your heads on a swivel, looking for anything else in the woods. And in fact, for now, while you again occasionally hear that low, small skittering noise of something moving in the underground, nothing jumps out to attack you. But as you draw closer and closer to the winery, to the point where you're almost about to leave the woods, off to the right-hand side of the road, there's a bright glint in the underground, like a flash of something metallic. And immediately, Von Richten stops the wagon, um, and like holds up a hand. And as you all look to where that was, there is a person, um, hard to tell again, male or female, hood up, kind of like a gray cloak, with a blue like tie around the neck, keeping everything together. And they gesture to you and call out, "Quickly, off the road! They're watching." Um, and that's it.
Can we all see them?
Yes, all of you.
I just
They're not making an attempt to hide. They're using a signal mirror to try and get attention.
are they looking like they're pretty freaking terrified and looking like pretty serious, or does it
They
seem
look
kind of
scared, but like they're just like what's the right word? Yes, nervous that somebody might over them, or but they're not scared of you. They're just trying to get you to come with them.
I'll let everyone else have an idea before
Irvir hops off the wagon.
Okay.
Not gonna let him go by himself. Narlog will follow Irvir.
Yeah, I'll go with.
and then I'll just follow behind and I'll just kind of make a comment of like, well, Milara's always watching, of course.
um, you see, he is Rictavio at the moment. He'll hop down and help Irina down and just lean over to her. Best to be careful, dear. Um, but they do seem serious. Um, and she'll just roll her eyes, but her hand stays like on the, but she'll fall. And as you all kind of approach, the figure will call out, "We saw what you did with the druid. I have a feeling we could really use your help. Please, quickly. There are others that need you." Um, and they will gesture for you to follow them into the undergrowth.
Into the undergrowth.
Yes, back away from the road. And I see hesitation in the character Astron or play, I assume. Um, they will pull the hood back, and it's a familiar-ish face. You can see definite familial relation to Earth.
Mardakov.
Yes.
All right, Irvir will follow and in hushed tones just ask, "What's the situation?"
Right. Um, and he's like leading you kind of like in a little footpath that is reasonably well hidden from the road, but as you move a little bit, opens up. Oh, situation's bad. Adrian, by the way. Adrian Markov.
Adrian!
Um, I days ago, I've lost track of exactly how many. Davian will know. The winery fell under sudden siege from woods all the way around. I've been hearing terrible noises from on Yester Hill, and you've seen this when it was talked about with you with Ismark. He mentioned just like key locations
What's the name?
up past Yester, Yester Hill, up above the winery. Um, we don't know exactly what they want. Um, and that's not even a good lie to the point where I'm just going to bald ask for an insight roll as he fidgets and glances.
Is it the
But
seeds?
unless you're saying that directly, you're not gonna have faux, but Akabachi certainly gets that feeling. But they've well, they've come out of the woodwork. Hundreds of those tiny little devilish creatures, and so many of the druids. Just constant chanting, and uh, we fled. We're farmers, not fighters, and so we took the family and ran. There's a small hunting camp out here we've used in the past, and well, everyone's there now. Um, and yeah, he will lead you. You know, it's probably a 5-minute walk off into the woods. But if you have any other questions, feel free to asking. You must have been sent by Danica and Owen, yes? And you notice a slight amount of hesitation was to say Erwin.
You'd be correct.
We've been waiting for another delivery to come so we could get a message out. But, well, seeing how you fight, I think maybe solve the problem. All of our messengers have gone missing, I'm afraid. Anytime they go further than, well, maybe a mile down the road. Um,
Well, if you watched us fight, then you have an idea of why.
mm, he nods. Uh, right. It's just through here, and he'll brush aside, and find that, yeah, there is like a little, you know, structures. They're tents, hide. Um, but this looks like a place where.
You are breaking up bigly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me try again. Am I clear
Just
now?
like your last few sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
All the
try again.
descriptions.
Yes. This looks like a semi-permanent, solid, like staked in, like pole structures for big stretched hide tents rather than like a canvas thing that you can roll up and along with. You see like uh racks where they would hang meat to smoke and dry. Like this is there are areas for like cleaning game. This is where they stop after hunting so that they don't muck back to the winery itself. And clustered around are perhaps 10 or 12 people. Um, you see who you assume to be Davian, an old man that looks perhaps 5 or even 10 years older. You've met Adrian. There is another maybe early 20s gentleman, woman who looks to be in her like late 20s. Another guy who's like 35-ish that definitely is not one of the family, but and then scattered around
He has a
several
what?
children. He's got his arm around the woman that definitely does look like family, like they're huddled together.
Step bro.
But he does not. He looks like the husband, probably married in
Yeah.
rather than one of them. And then yes, there are a teenage boy, two younger boys, and a little baby girl that the woman is cradling in her arms and is kind of shushing as she cries. Um, and yeah, everybody just looks up at you, and Adrian nods to the patriarch of group. Um, right. I brought them from the road, but I thought perhaps it would be best for you to explain. And he sighs, kind of crosses his arms and looks you up and down. Well, it certainly sounds like you did a good job dealing with one druid, but 6 of you against another 15, and hundreds of those horrible stick bastards. I don't know how I feel about those odds. And Adrian will kind of stand up for you. They offered to at least come and hear us out. And David will spit on the ground. Very well. Davian Martikov, patriarch of the Martikov family and proprietor of the Wizard of Wine. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Irvir Hollowbrook, clergy of the dead of Lord Kellenfor, and friend to Danica and Irwin.
You notice, like, just the slightest twitch in one of his eyes is, but he'll nod to you. We could assume the
Yeah, and then Narlug, the buffest wizard of the land. And give a little flex. Yeah.
Might be true.
the woman leans over to her. He is rather strong looking for a wizard.
Mwah.
I'll be like covered in the blood of the druid. Be like Yakobachi Bailderson, servant of Malar, and where there's blood, there you'll find me. You said 16? That's a shame. I wish there was more. And just kind of do like I'll try to mimic Irvir because I don't really know any polite introductions.
At the mention of Malar again, there. Ayakobachi is probably too busy.
He introduces Malar so
Side
often
looks-
that
yeah.
everybody who does, he doesn't even notice it anymore.
But they definitely know who. That's kind of an obscure. Like they know. And then yeah.
Yep. Guess it'd leave me.
Yeah.
I'll just introduce myself as like I'm Ralmir, and then I'm a follower of the Raven Queen.
And at that, Davian actually will touch his forehead in kind of like a deferential way. Interesting. Don't hear that name often in these parts. Fine. Best not to look a gift horse in the mouth. Please, sit, eat. I know you've just recently been through a scuffle. Take the time to recover, and don't think hurried action is the best course here. And
Oof.
as you guys do sit,
Yeah, I wanna do
go ahead and take a short rest. Here are names as they go around. And then we'll just give this to you. Honestly, I'm not going to voice 14 NPCs here, but just in
You
case
sure?
you're you have any interest in calling out any of them specifically.
Here's Droopy and Sloopy and
Right.
and Doc.
But as you sit, and they do offer you again like smoked meat. They have like some very simple like bannock bread that they basically like wrapped flour and water around twigs and cooked. Like nothing complicated here, but good enough food.
No meat pies.
No meat pies, I'm afraid. I promise you, I've not forgotten about your meat pies.
I still owe him one.
But they fill you in a little bit on what has happened. And you see that while Davian kind of sits back and sort of lets Adrian do the talking, he does occasionally cut in to correct him whenever he's not satisfied with the boy's explanation. They talk about the winery and how there have been occasional squabbles with this strange cult of the forest. In fact, 10 years ago, there was an incident where several of them emerged from the woods in one of the outer fields. And ever since,
Sounds like a Resident
Then-
Evil intro.
I literally was gonna
Right.
say if he said there was an incident in a mansion.
Well, there is a mansion on the property, as you can see. But yes, about 10 years ago, they showed up. They laid fire to one of the fields. And in the night, they heard digging. And ever since, that field has never been as fertile. Then, about a month ago, they started hearing even more unusual at night when they shutter the winery, all the doors. Strange cackling and chanting from the woods and even closer on the grounds was heard.
Like cackling, like from like a dog in the woods.
Could be a dog or could be these unusual beast-like folk. In fact, you could say that the sound that that druid made when it first jumped out of the bushes at you was almost animal-like in the way that they sounded. Um, but yes, like the sound is actually kind of like you're saying. It sounds almost realistic than human. Um, and around that time, they started hearing unusual stories from Kresk as well, who they have much closer trade with than Valaki, that the woodland folk are beginning to gather at Yester Hill. And Davian would cut in at this. And it's not just them strange druid folk either. There's all sorts of unusual people towards their home. Those that have been touched by the mist, going about as though they're in some sort of trance. Hulking brutes, not wearing much save for a bit of fur here and there. And also the mudmen. And he just kind of shudders. All of them working in concert for some reason. Then about 3 weeks ago, um, they woke up one morning to find that there was another small fire in one of the vineyard, and a strange large pit had been dug there. They followed the tracks to the edge of the woods, heading towards the mountains between here and Berez, um, but didn't dare to follow any further. And then a week ago, which actually is 10 days in Faerun, um, there was a proper attack on the winery. Um, More than a dozen of the forest folk and hundreds of blights poured out of the woods and attacked the winery. Uh, the Martikovs were able to hold them off for a while, but had to beat a retreat here to the logging camp. And for whatever reason, it seems that their sort of ancient family wards, and he points around, and in the trees, all over the place, kind of think like Blair Witch, like the stick figures. Um, all of these weird effigies are hung, and they're all bundles of twigs bound with hair and feathers, particularly raven feathers. Um, they haven't bothered us here. We still hear them night and day, never daring to come too close. Um, and then, yeah, as of 5 days ago, it seems as though their direct assault has stopped, but the family hasn't been brave enough to go check on. And so you see, we find ourselves huddling here, hoping for rescue. It's a good thing that the winery or the wine delivery was finally due. Otherwise, I fear we would have just vanished into the fog and never been heard. It's imperative, not just for our family, but for everyone in Barovia, that, well, the winery must be retaken. It's the only thing that keeps so many people sane. A small thing, perhaps, alcohol, but, well, it warms your heart, and it warms your soul, Davian says. Gives people hope. Please, if there's anything we can offer you, we're no proper noble family, but, well, wine's a good business. We can pay you for your trouble. Anything you can do to help drive them back.
Ruby will kind of look to the group and see if there's any looks of hesitation as he starts to speak. Kind of draws on his words slowly, just so people do have a chance to jump in. But say something along the lines of, well, let's see about getting this all sorted out, and then we can talk about compensation or whatever
Mhm.
after the fact.
And
Sounds fair.
David at that seems a little bit surprised. Not used to people being charitable, perhaps. But he nods. Well, we'll be sure you're compensated fairly. I understand this is no small thing I ask. Well, family coffer's got to be cracked into one day. Right. Well, here's what we know. And they will detail a number of things about these attackers. Like I said, no less than 12 of the, well, we're not certain they're druids, but of humanoid entities. They're pretty sure they're all druids. They recall that they were all wearing those crowns. Um, they mentioned that the actual vineyard itself, like the um, the growing fields, are fully infested with the blights. Like from what they saw, it's to the point where every vine has more than one of them like clinging to them. So the fields are probably, well, killing fields. You don't want to go waiting out there without expecting dozens and dozens of attacks coming your way. The winery itself is multiple floors plus the cellar. And there are a couple ways in if you wanted to use that as like a fortified position to potentially fight from. And they're willing to give you a key that will get you in without having to actually unlock any of the doors. But if you are going to go into the building itself, please, please, please be careful. Not only are the vines in place, but given the steadily decreasing fertility of the fields, the wine that's stored there, well, it might be some of the last that we can produce for quite some time. We're going to need to make it stretch. So, and he hesitates, and Davian just outright says, no fire. Or at least, if you are going to use it, be very ready to put it back out again. And he says, looking right at you, Narlog.
Ooh, yeah, about that.
And the woman, Stefania, will actually finally speak up. And honestly, the same goes for the fields. The vines, well, not everybody who isn't in the farming business knows this, but they take decades to grow to proper maturity. Even if we could encourage them to grow, which I'm afraid none of us are, well, natural casters of any sort. It takes so long for any of them to come back to fruiting that, well, it would be a shame for any more damage to be done to the fields.
And
Go
can
ahead.
Ken Lakabachi, um, can't he learn to create water?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, and control water as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he can know all what druids can do.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
druids actually have access to their full spell list. They can only just prepare a certain number per day.
Right.
So
So,
it's not like a sorcerer or a wizard.
yeah. Some classes like guiding bolt, you get extra ones, guidance and
Mhm.
stuff, but
Mhm.
not this
Right.
class.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked though. I don't know if it was similar to the druid I've played.
Um, and actually, after a bit, uh,
Because that might be
The
useful with the fire. So
yeah, absolutely.
Not a bad idea.
Not to mention that with like small fires, like as long as it doesn't spread horrendously, you can still like put them out by literally taking your water skin, dousing a bit of that burlap you have, and like
Oh wait.
smothering it like a fire blanket.
Fireball also doesn't ignite, as far as
Correct.
I'm aware.
Oh, right.
Fireball does not, but certain things like flaming sphere, scorching ray, they do cause fires.
Or like
That's
the
good.
body that
I
you
also
just
have
ignited
this.
with fireball, it's just burning.
So wasn't there something about
Oh, flames flickering or dimming.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's an action, but
Could be helpful
Yeah.
in the right situation. That raven cry
I would
might come in
certainly-
handy more than you think too.
Right. I feel like while it's not quite rules as written, I think that's a cool idea. You might be able to use that to like prevent fires from spreading for a round if you take your action to like suppress them with thaumaturgy.
okay. Yeah, because like I haven't had a really use for it yet, so
Yeah.
I've had it since like level 1.
It's one of those spells. It comes in when it comes. It's just
It's very much it's like prestidigitation. It's flavor.
yeah.
But yeah, at all of this, the guy who does not look like he matches the family, Dag, finally speaks up. I've had a few run-ins with these things in the woods before, and well, while they're deranged, they certainly don't seem the bravest. I think there's a chance if you, well, were to thin their numbers enough, they might just make a break for it. For whatever reason, I can't see them wanting the house. You know, they live in the woods. I have a feeling it's almost more to drive us away than anything. And well, they've done it. And through all of this, Rictavio is staying very quiet. Um, and if anything, it's mostly just like entertaining the children with little close-up magic tricks. But at some point, he points over his shoulder, um, to you, Ervier, and you hear in your head, in this story, it sounded to me as though they were at least two things dug up from the fields. I don't think they're being fully honest with you. Might want to press them.
Narlook, you still got that thing on you?
Oh, that magical seed
Hang
thing?
on him.
Show him.
And he pulls it out of his pocket.
Show him your magical ball. Your balls.
Look at this magical ball. Does this look
Sure.
recognizable to you?
Would you mind pondering this orb for us for a moment?
Fucking orb ponderers. Scrying mirrors are where it's at. And yeah, so you pull out the little fleck.
Yep.
And as you hold it out, I think all of them are too shocked to like properly hide their reaction, and there's a lot of like double eyebrows all the way up to the hairline, and just some muttering between them. And you can see Adrian look at Davian and Dad.
Irvi will be pretty blunt. We don't know why this is supposed to be a secret, but we already know what it is. So if we all just want to, cut the nonsense and just get straight into brass tacks here. I mean, anything you think is beneficial for us to know to help you guys out, we don't give a shit that you're using magic to help the vineyard. It's probably good for these people.
And you see Davian's face. There's like almost a snarl on it as he starts worked up at that, and Stefania hand on his shoulder. It's not well. It's not the fact that it's. And he goes to stop her, and she just shushes it. Magic. Yes. Decades ago. Centuries.
Your story's breaking up.
Shit.
Just
Decades
going
ago.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha.
Decades ago, or maybe even centuries. Martikov family's old. We've been here long enough, the records have been lost. A gift was given from our dark overlord. He's a taste for two things, you know. Blood and wine.
Oh, he said it. He said the thing. He said it.
I had to work it in hard. So a gift was given. As long as we delivered only the finest to his cellars and to no one else. And for years that's how it was. With the magic of the seeds, we produced the finest wine this region's ever seen. The fields were always fat with fruit, and the wine, well, it always flowed easily and sweetly. But these wild men, they've come and taken them. We don't know why, but without the seeds, well, the fields will grow fallow, the crop will die, and the wine, well, it'll stop. And Davian just adds to the end, it's as she says. Without him, I don't think the winery will survive. And if the winery doesn't survive, I don't know if the people will either. And Adrian, I hope you understand, this is our secret shame. As you said, using magic to enhance the wine, there's nothing wrong with that. But this source of hope and joy for so many, if they knew that it was attached to, and he hesitates, but he does say the name, to Lord Strahd, well, I think it might turn their opinion against it and against us. Well, it is a lie. It's a lie of omission. And I think it does do
It's a
more
little white
good
lie.
than harm.
It's okay. Your secret's safe with us. I've seen the orcs do worse.
Yep.
Of all of the terrible things we've seen since we've got here, this is far from the top of our list. I don't think any of
I
us
do
would
enjoy the wine
intentionally go
myself.
ruin the homeostasis that the wine helps keep locked into place.
And Davian seems to approve of that as he nods. Glad to see that you're the pragmatic sort. Think that's important in these parts. So yes, true aim, if possible, not just to drive them off the land, but if possible at all, recover the seeds, or at least determine where they've been taken. And
Looking
Dag,
at the map, I think we have a good guess.
yeah. Dag would kind of like look at him like, go on. And Davian would finish with, as I said, there's been activity up on Yester Hill. But I think it may be wise to, if possible, drive him off the winery grounds first. Now that we know what keeps him away, and he gestures at all the little totem. Well, we've been making more. We can set him up around the perimeter, but it ain't gonna do any good unless we drive him out first.
We use it to box them in.
We could, but there's so many.
What are the requirements for activation? What if you wore one?
Well, we've tried it. It can help keep you hidden to a point, but it doesn't keep them back. Ain't gonna keep them.
Well, if it helps keep you hidden, and we certainly could use more information on the goings-ons and whereabouts. Do you happen to have 2 spares on you?
Got more than that if you need them.
Walmir and
Uh.
Yakobachi, how do you feel about a field trip?
I'm done.
I'm always ready for a hunt.
And they
Well,
nod.
this isn't going to be so much as a hunt as a stalk.
Oh.
Ready for a stalk?
Well, just like in Valakia, a hunt for information is a hunt all the same.
Fair enough. I stand corrected.
Big brain. This man knows what he's about, and he's about hunting.
I mean, I'm done with stock.
It'd be nice to draw them out so I could actually use firebolts. That'd be pretty sweet.
Good thinking.
We need to know where they're at, though, so we can come up with a plan. We can't just walk in there willy-nilly.
Right.
And we've had a couple combats today. We're running on some fumes, I assume.
Yeah, I would like to sleep on it.
We would be a lot stalkier with Pass Without a Trace.
While we're sleeping, would someone like in this camp be able to draw up a shitty ass map of the farm itself?
Well, my idea
I have
is
a
we
pen and
sleep in
paper.
tonight, so we have an idea of what's going on over there.
And then go in the
And
morning
then-
with the information.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so just to clarify, Mike, you said scout tonight, take action.
Yeah,
Sounds to
that
me.
was my thinking.
Yes, and to your question, absolutely. And certainly spent enough time in the winery and she would take the stuff from you and start to like kind of sketch up an idea of the layout is. And yeah, so if you guys are going to scout and then take action, what I'm actually going to have you do, first of all, y'all can level up. Just
Uh-oh.
Yay.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
It
yes.
also means
You know what that means, but I can't use it. But you know what that means.
Can't use it till tomorrow morning.
Then I don't know if I want to use it around flammable things, but
like
Yeah,
I
basically-
said, fireball doesn't ignite.
Fireball does. I don't know because Firebolt does ignite. I think
does and
Fireball
doesn't.
does. I think Fireball
Yeah.
just doesn't ignite things that are being worn.
Average for HP 5. Why did Fireball?
Features.
So we'll say we do the scouting at level 4 and then come back. Obviously, if we don't get murdered, this is the idea. I got you.
Yeah.
Yes, and because
Yeah.
it's gonna be kind of a longer thing.
Yeah, Fireball
There
just
needs
ignites
to
stuff
be-
that,
But
as
like,
long
keep,
as it isn't being worn, it gets ignited.
keep your HP the same. Keep your spell slots the same.
Yeah.
All let's do is level up when we.
Yeah,
The
I'll
next
level
two.
up when we.
Yeah.
I already-
Just know
I
what
already
you're
have.
gonna
I already
do.
have all the shit written down. So.
There's sneak attack damage.
That's pretty straightforward.
It does ignite flammable objects in the
Mm,
being carried.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like Firebolt.
Boom.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's Spirit Guardians.
5 changes.
Spirit Guardians is very strong,
Mm-hmm.
especially against hordes of tiny things enter the area.
Right.
Yay. Uncanny dodge.
Want to see Mike do 4 million DPS? Here we go.
Right.
Let's just do a 5 damage.
Yeah. I think I just wade through the fields and everything dies actually with Spirit Guardians.
That works.
That is, well, ideally you'd stand still and make them come
Yeah. Because they have to
to
start
enter
their
the
turn
area
or
on
enter.
their turn
Exactly.
to start the turn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you just run through a bunch of them, the ones you leave out of the circle won't take any damage.
Right. But if they choose to move into it to attack you,
Yeah, and if they're
immediately.
dumbass stick people.
yes,
know.
they are in fact dumbass stick people. That is a thing that
Right?
And it's a wisdom save.
Heck yeah.
And they still take half of 3d8 on a successful.
It's pretty sick.
Yes. Okay, Ralmir, I'm going to just create an item for you.
Oh,
Because I
for
keep forgetting to do that. But you're going to need to put the 2 abilities on your sheet. So I'm just going to copy them and send them to Discord.
yeah. I mean, I just got Uncanny Dodge, so I'm probably gonna.
Start
And you
using
might
that a
use
lot.
that more than anything. These are other abilities that you...
The duelist parry and the.
Yeah, because
And you can
if
just
you
copy
parry, you
those
don't have to
into
take any
features.
damage, you know?
Right.
Instead of half.
Oh, that's true.
And then as far as the rapier itself goes... Actually, just do that.
And Ervir will look for Yakobachi and say, I have something to share with you as long as you can make me an oath to use it properly. Is there some sort of ritual for keeping a promise or
Yes, but
some sort of social etiquette when making one in your culture?
well, it's a bit intense. I'll simplify it for you, and I'll just take out my dagger, and I'll just poke his finger with just draw like a little bit of blood, just like a little drop.
Yakobachi's or Ervir's?
Ervir's. Agobachi's gonna slash his shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Actually-
Ervir won't stop you.
Just a little prick, and then I'll take the same dagger with the same blood on it, and I'll cut my hand, and I'll give him the dagger. And I was like, it's official. We share
Word.
blood. Now you take this, and I'll take your offering. Or
Actually,
even if it's information, it doesn't matter what it is.
Ervir
I think that's
will
fixed now in your attack list.
give Yakobachi half of the diamonds, so 300 GP worth,
Oh, okay.
and tell him that these were entrusted to me by Father Lucian back in Valaki. Please do not use them other than their intended purpose, and I think you know what their purpose is going to be, considering what we have upcoming.
Yeah, although life is not holy shit. Although bringing one, I know what you mean. Although returning one from the hunt is not always ideal. You know, if one of my allies were to
It's
were to
actually
fall,
not
it could be very helpful. One of my fellow hunters. And I'll take my bloody hand and take 6 damage and put those bloody diamonds away.
So for like this, the duelist proposed, can that proc sneak attack if it's like if I'm like flanking?
Yes,
Yeah, that's the best way to get 2 sneak attacks in one round is like having a reaction that lets
because
you do
you
it.
can only sneak attack, yes, once. But if you sneak attack as a post or whatever, it's on their, not your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, if it can't proc sneak attack, if it would
Yes,
be.
it absolutely
Okay.
can. Yeah.
Oh, because my sneak attack just got better, so.
Also, that cursed square there is what happened when I clicked on an empty Frank's.
Oh, okay.
If you go to the Emporium and well, first off, his character sheet has to be in roll 20. If it's popped out, it won't work. But if you just drag over Rapier +1, you can just drag it over and just drop it.
That's fair. I already fixed
Does
it
it
up.
work? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Dex
figure out.
+1 and
I was trying
damage
to
would
add
be
something,
+6
but it was
+1.
just giving me the just like blank ones. How to get rid of those?
I actually don't know. How do you delete an attack line?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cog.
Zachy?
Hit the cog, and then the pound signs will show up that are red, and if you delete the pound sign, it'll delete. If you hit the pound sign, it'll delete the thing.
I don't see that.
So like if you hover over an attack, right, like an attack on your attack thing,
I see the
and
cog, but
and
I
if you
don't see a pound
excuse me,
sign.
it's the lock. Hit the lock at the bottom, and then it
Oh,
unlocks them, and then you can delete the ones.
okay, so
Okay.
unlock, and then
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And so yeah, that duelist rapier there is set up to be +1, both attack and damage. You notice it's got the attack.
Okay.
damage modifier as well.
Yes,
So yeah,
and that
the
is-
yep, and then if you click it, it'll roll damage, or you can just set it up to as well.
that's cool.
That 27 though.
Yeah,
Damn.
Fucking mock roll. Sneak attacks to it. Well,
Oh,
Pretty
Two
bad roll.
crit,
two, two crit to it.
You rolled three
Two
ones
ones
and
and a
no,
two.
yeah, you rolled 2 1s. Jesus.
All right. Well,
Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way.
But yeah, so I see you've got the riposte and
all right. There we
then
go. And then that's a better roll.
the parry.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah, that is a much better roll.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so you'll just have to remember that you have those, but all you gotta
reactions.
do is click them and now they're in there. So
Yeah. I added those manually just from the
Yep,
from when he
perfect.
sent me. So then there. I
And then
just
also
put
it should
for-
be you should have in your journal now as well that rapier. Like if you ever need to reference the actual item description
Okay.
again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's in the
I
journal,
saw
that's
that
cool.
pop up.
That is a homebrew item, but I think it's
Were there
super fucking
happen to be
cool.
any handouts of any of these here NPCs?
I can look, but I don't think so.
I see. I've noticed
unfortunately.
there's not a ton.
There are not. And in fact, a lot of the ones that there are for like fucking monsters and like bad guy NPCs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there is a Davian handout. He's
You
old
did-
as fuck.
You did such a good voice. Oh, that's a cool stick.
That's
Right?
cool looking.
Fucking hunchback looking motherfucker.
But
looks
I,
like royalty to me.
Berger Master.
it's crotchety. Good shave, nice clothes.
Disguise kit. We'll clean him up.
Unfortunately, that is all. For this group,
I
all
thought-
of the others do
I
not have
thought
them.
he might have one just because he seemed really important. But yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't hurt to ask. And it's nice to have Mardukov right there in case I'm always forgetting NPCs' names. So
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Especially in this module, they're all Markov, Blevich, but
Yeah. There's lots of families that are all very.
that's why Blinksy's the MVP.
I fucking love Blinksy. I gave you his handout.
You did. He's awesome.
Okay, just making sure. Because I love Blinksy.
Blinksy and Piccolo in the same handout.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So we'll do that then. I'm down for some scouting out and figuring out what the fuck to do.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. And yeah, I hope you don't mind me. I did the map and everything. I gotta get that set up. And in fact, because this mod is, I have to make a map
Yeah.
that is not just the winery.
Yeah.
Because the fields are pretty important.
Exactly right. Yeah. Freaking. Yeah. I bought
all
like a
I'm
thing
gonna
for.
say
Yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
real quick, well, there are lots of there are numerous dudes,
There are numerous.
convenient hunks of bad guys. Link in Discord. So I'm not kidding. When I say
Right.
be careful.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, and he said there were like some dudes who weren't either the druids or these things that are just
Yes.
fucking crazy dudes wearing fur who were touched by the mist. So there's all types of shit out there.
Yeah.
We
But yeah.
have 3 branching paths on our quest log right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. We'll be in and out.
More
In and
than
out.
3, honestly, I think.
Well, of all of them, this is like secondary objectives for this quest, though.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay, get the druids out the fucking vineyard, investigate the tracks, go to Yester Hill.
yeah,
Mhm.
bring Irina to Kresk. Not those cultists. We're not doing that shit. Next thing we know, she'll be fucking culting up with them.
I like
Yeah,
how communism is just a cult.
right.
They're drinking the juice. They shouldn't be doing it.
They are drinking the juice. Honestly, it doesn't seem like such a bad place. So everybody knows selling all.
Communism on the surface seems pretty cool, but once you start getting in deep,
Yeah. It is. It really is a shame. So, just since you asked about the handout, I'm looking. I would say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of 58 named NPC and creature handouts are friendly faces.
Yeah, right. And the rest of them are just monsters.
Yep.
Yeah. I like how Strahd's picture has him standing in front of a mirror and like the wine glass is floating. It's pretty cool.
Right. I think it's a great piece of art. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my bad, dudes. I'll
And
be ready
there's
for 5:30 next week. I was here too. I just like literally jumped in the shower and like took a shit.
no problem.
But I'll be back. I'll be ready for next week.
And you
Or
guys have
whenever.
seen the book cover, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a
I think
cool
it's the
art,
cover
too.
of the module.
Yeah, it's when we click into the modules right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I love that. That is. I know. Mike knows the old fucking Castlevania memes, but yes, just him sitting in the wine glass.
Right.
Very
Like that.
opening of Symphony of the Night.
Right. Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I'll probably end up just going with Summon Fae and some random fucking 3rd level spell. Probably Revivify.
fair enough. I think Revivify is a good one to have.
Right? Just in case
Yep. You never know.
Urvir goes down.
Do I want to start prepping Dispel Magic or Remove Curse?
Both pretty good. You
Which
are
one is
a
gonna do the
you
one I
are
want to do?
you are a death cleric, so you should get some free ones that don't
I
count
get
against.
Revivify and Vampiric Touch for free.
Oh, there you go. That's a
Ah.
great one. You get Revivify? I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, Vamp Touch sounds fucking
Vamp
crazy
Touch
too.
is real good.
Because I mean, it is
Mhm.
concentration, but
It could be nasty, and it's thematically accurate.
I don't know if that's true.
It's vampiric touch, and there's vampires.
Oh well, yeah, but we kill those.
Yeah, kill them with their own medicine.
Yeah, you gotta vamp them to death. All right, are we all good for next day?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down.
I am.
I don't know what you guys got going on. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'll be good.
Kiddo.
I'm gonna put it in my phone for 5:30, so I don't forget.
Yeah, event created.
The week after, it's kind of up in the air though. It depends if I got my internet situated by then.
No problem at all. We'll be flexible.
Nice. What day you moving in?
25th is the move-in day.
Sick.
Oh, your internet should be figured out by then.
Yeah, I would say so, but just to be,
Just to be cautious. Yeah.
don't want to commit to anything quite yet. But I'll be figuring that shit out like probably the week I move anyway. So I should have it though, but you never know. I won't be working most of next week anyway, so.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I know what I was gonna pick. There's a really good 3rd level druid spell I want to use called Erupting Earth. It's pretty sick.
Erupting Earth is really good. It's a shame you don't have 5th level spells.
Right?
Whatever the fucking watery orb thing is,
Mhm.
that spell's real good. And I use that to great effect in Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
I was gonna say, yeah, fucking Frank's got the elemental adept fucking feat, so he'd be throwing those fucking cones of cold, dude. He's wrecking
yeah.
people.
Yeah. But I just love that if you roll it over somebody, grabs them,
Yeah, it's like
drown.
right.
So it's a CC.
I like Cone Cold. I like throwing all those dice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking dice.
And then you always get
Yeah,
a 2
Cone of
just
Cold
in
makes
case, so
strong.
like your minimum damage is like 15 or something on all of them. It's
Pretty
14.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Fucking speaking of damage, Dave did work today.
I was
Holy
dishing damage.
man's got
They
the
scorch a
juice.
ray.
I love Scorching Ray.
It is nice.
Especially, and you get to see the case. Damn it. I think that's pretty wild.
Right?
Yeah, that one alone was the one that rear
Yeah.
buffed. That shit was ridiculous. I wish that would have been the fucking crit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the non-crit, given the weakness and yeah, it took like 30 damage.
Yeah.
One scorching ray.
Right. It was like 20 and 23 or something.
Yeah.
Or 26.
And you had you know,
All I saw was moving hands.
Yeah. All
right?
I heard was, you know.
Oh, fair. You had a whole nother shot worth of damage.
Yeah, exactly. We
Right.
didn't even do a third shot.
Yeah.
Just been overkill, shooting dirt at that point.
And I'm just missing with produce arrow over and over. Like, damn, this guy's. I gotta take some lessons.
Poor
Shooting
Mike,
fire.
everything making deck saves.
Be like that. I'm just this. After I use bless, I'm just the sacred flame bot.
The only problem is you can only concentrate on one thing at a time. But now
know.
you're gonna, if you need to do damage, advance Spirit Guardian, and then you'll be doing lots of damage. Spirit Guardian is very strong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does radiant damage too.
Yeah, 3D.
I think it does.
I think you get to pick.
Yeah, I can have it do necrotic or radiant.
Yeah. Which I guess for you, kind of either one
Life
is
or
thematic.
death.
Because you really could play Kalimvor as like, this is not your time to die, or you have lived longer than you were supposed to.
Yeah, which usually just means you do radiant damage.
Sure. But not all of your enemies are undead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
if necrotic will be a weakness, I have no idea. I don't know what the hell's weak to necrotic. Because I don't
Certain
think necrotic
things.
has any other effects
It's rare, but it's out there.
on its own.
yeah, it is out there. For example, certain big dumb plant monsters are also weak to necrotic.
I thought that might be the case.
Some
Is
celestials,
that
I
so?
think, too.
I have necrotic damage.
There you go.
There you go.
And then there's also, it's a fucking druid spell, and I think sorcerer wizard as well, but blight,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
does a
actually,
ass load of necrotic damage,
It's
and I
like
think
a
does
massive-
maximum damage to plants.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
only does necrotic if I'm evil.
Ah.
I'm told that does more as long as it's hurt.
I might
Yes.
have to run with the blight just because of that, maybe, because we reverse a lot of plant creatures. We'll
There
see.
are a surprising number of plant critters. But yeah.
There's a lot of forest.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I gotta get going for the night, because I still got a bunch of shit. But, session everybody.
Yep.
Got another
job.
battle in.
Next
It was
week.
fun.
And we will start at 6:30.
Yes,
Right?
I got you.
But yeah. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much
Okay,
for
so-
Good
playing.
night. See you.
Fun as always. Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Vikings are getting their ass kicked so bad.
Yeah, I'm watching this shit. It's fucking and then, Cup of course is getting catches and shit. Fucking asshole.
Catches.
Fucking Vikings thought they had a fumble return for a touchdown to tie the game, and it got called back. And then like the next offensive drive, Sam Darnold fumbled for a touchdown for the fucking Rams. Like the same
Vikings.
shit. Gonna choke. Fumble.
Loss of 2.
It's alright. The Packers lost too, so I'm a happy
Blight's
man.
actually a pretty good idea now that I think about it. If we're gonna verse a bunch of plant creatures,
No one wants to
Mhm.
see that if you're
problem is I think it's
on the
a
Rams sideline.
Yeah, it's good to know because now I can just toll the dead people instead of fire bolts.
right.
Ended up doing the splits. The ball came out. but
And
he
that's
was
still a
brought
really good
down
spell,
by
especially that he
contact.
got hurt already.
Yeah, it's a 1d12 if they're hurt.
It's
think it's a
fourth,
1d8
fourth
if they're
level,
not.
so I won't be able to get that one. Blight.
Yeah, I'm not so sure
It's
his
okay.
knee was down.
Yeah, it's a shame that fireball just ignites everything.
Right.
It's a lot of stuff to be igniting.
But like Frank said, maybe I'll snag or control water and or create water, you know. And obviously if it explodes shit, that's bad, but
Yeah, I'm trying to make room for create water in my spell list right now. Figuring out what I want to
So
draw.
we'll get the call when we come back from John Hussey.
yeah, I'll have a total of 8 spells I think with that level 5.
Whose
So
ball is it?
I probably won't even go with Summon Fate just because I think Summon Beast is better.
Damn, this fucking illegal stream keeps going up.
Yeah, I know they're getting rough because it's the playoffs.
And filing your taxes yourself, 100% free if you didn't file with us last year.
But yeah, I ain't doing shit this weekend if you want to hang out. I mean, Friday will probably be Magic Night again, which you're more than welcome to join for.
You got a heater or something in that garage? It's getting cold as fuck.
Yeah, there's a electric heater in the back that I turn on for each one. It gets warm enough in there, especially once you start cramming people in there.
I haven't done anything to my deck.
What is it, Tony? He's got a sliver deck too. It's different than yours, but it's a pre-con.
Haven't there been some new pre-cons that came out too? I thought there was like a commander I saw that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, what were the last ones to come out? I think the last ones that came out were the Duskmourn ones.
Duskmourn?
Yeah, that's the set that Frank bought his commander deck from.
Duskmourn.
And all of them are actually, the only one that sucks is the Enchantress one, the green-blue one, the one I have. That one sucks, but...
Oh yeah, I saw something about like,
the other three are fucking awesome. They're great decks.
there was a cool looking one I saw about like, there's a commander that at the end of your turn, I think you gain 1 HP for every enchantment you have out, and maybe all your enemies take 1.
Oh, I think you might be talking about the red-black one.
I don't know, I'll have to look it up. I don't think she was printed as a part of a commander set. I think she was just a part of Duskmourn or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because Rick's deck is red-black, and it's like every time someone takes damage on their turn, his commander gets a +1/+1 counter on it. But and he has so many ways. Like every time you draw a card, you take a damage. Every time you play a card, you take damage. You know, like there's so many cards that just go with it. It gets ridiculous. Like he had one, and I play at Landfall, and so does Frank. And Rick had this card, 2 cards out. Every time I dropped a land, I was taking 2 damage, and he was gaining a health. And one turn, I dropped like 16 lands. And got like I had to take like 32 damage. It's fucking retarded.
Which one did you get, Frank?
It's called Jump Scare.
Yeah, Jump Scare. His is yeah. That one's a really good. That's a Landfall deck. It's really good. Red black one's really good. The other green, I think it's green black is the other one. Is really good. But yeah, the blue white whatever, that one sucks. It sucks the way it's built. Like if you, it has too many things that it's trying to do. So you gotta like pick one strategy and just build around that.
Yeah, I see. Death Toll is black and green. I used to really like Dredge.